clock fans. You're looking at the Caslon MiniMod. This is a little clock, came out in about 1972. It's a clock only, no alarm. In 1973, this advertisement shows it was listed for $5.99, which was about $34 in today's dollars. So here we have it in Flip Clock Band Studios. We're going to get a good look, show disassembly, and also show you how to get this clock back to its original color. You can see it's yellowed pretty bad here. And we're going to show you how to get this back to looking new again. Before we do that, we're going to kind of compare this to another flip clock you may be familiar with. I pulled this clock out quite frequently because it is one of the smaller flip clocks, the Copal 227. And you see that the MiniMod is not as wide as the 227, but it's definitely taller. It's got a real wonky little font to it. I don't like that so much, but I guess they were trying to look modern or something. It's a fine flipper. What we can see here are some of the specs, and that Ropat was the importer, but you can really see the color change. So this is original, and it's just turned into a plastic banana here. So we're going to have to take the clock down, because that's what we do here at Flip Clock Fans, but this time we're going to do it for a really good purpose. We're going to get this back to new. So, rule number one of flip clockery is get them screws out if you want to take it apart. So again, you can see, well, what's happened, what causes the yellowing. You can see where the sun don't shine, that it retained its color. What they say is UV light hits this plastic, and inside the plastic are brominated fire retardants, and the UV light evidently liberates the bromine, and bromine, when it becomes a free radical, hooks up with oxygen. Bromine oxides are yellowish, and so that's kind of integrated itself into the matrix of the outer surface of the cabinet. Anyway, back to disassembly. If you look at the knob, you can see down in here it does not have a screw connecting it. Some of the early Caslons do. We just got to pull it. Now in this case, you want to go ahead and kind of secure the motor so we don't break anything. And it's got one of those evil bands around there. I hate those things because they tend to rust and they want to stick to the post. Well, we've got a neon glow bulb here that has some life left on it. Those are blackened as they start to age, but even the blackened ones will work for quite a while. We've got the rotor there without a shroud, so you've got to watch that. Make sure you don't push on that. It'll get it out of balance. Now the front piece, that's glass. Love it. And we're going to show you how to get that out. It's got these spring metal bands here. You have to just kind of pry it out carefully. And on this side, looks like the Joker who put this one together. Over here, he put the hole on the bottom side. These are hard to get back in, so we'll give him some slack here, whoever put that together originally. You can see they've made a texture to the front part of that, makes that look really, really classy. And here's the glass. Now I gotta issue you a warning here. That Caslon is printed on the back side, and it's there for a reason on the back side. That's put on there with water. If you use plain water on that and wipe it, it'll come off. It's horrible. I've had that happen. So we're going to try to preserve that. Take some great care when you're cleaning this. So let's get to how we're going to de-yellow this. Well, what you need is some hydrogen peroxide, and this is salon stuff, and it's got a high volume of hydrogen peroxide. You coat the clock parts in that, and you irradiate it with light. So evidently the UV light, in this case I'm using LEDs. Now here I'm using halogen. It's supposed to have a lot of UV in the spectrum. I don't have a UV light. You can see it's in the bowl there. And what it does is it kind of gets that bromine activated, and it wants to connect to the hydrogen, and hydrogen bromide is actually clear. That's colorless. And you see what it did? It took that yellow cabinet and turned it right back to new. It took about 72 hours to go from plastic banana to shining example of a retro flip clock. Well, hope this helps somebody. Thanks a lot.
When you get the time, come visit us at flipclockfans.com.